Welcome to African Women in Decentralized Finance Faucet. In Africa, women play a critical role in driving social progress. They not only manage households, but also contribute significantly to economic activities, often in informal sectors. Despite their invaluable contributions, over 60% of women remain unbanked, facing obstacles in accessing financial tools and resources. Women are the custodians of One Health, a concept that recognizes the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health. For a baby to be born healthy, the mother's well-being is pivotal. Financial empowerment becomes a catalyst for this well-being, enabling women to afford nutritious diets, access healthcare services, and create an environment conducive to a healthy pregnancy and upbringing. Empowering women financially is a crucial step in disease prevention. With resources at their disposal, women can invest in better animal health care, improved cooking facilities, and hygienic practices, reducing the risk of disease. Financially empowered women can also invest in better sanitation, cleaner water sources, and improved housing conditions. This not only enhances immediate living conditions, but also contributes to long-term environmental sustainability and community health. Financial empowerment opens doors to education for women and their children. With access to resources, women can ensure their children receive quality education, breaking generational cycles of poverty and fostering a more prosperous society. Join us every Tuesday for our Learn to Earn sessions, where we empower women through DeFi, providing them with the tools and knowledge to transform their financial futures. Empowering women, transforming communities. Together, we can make a difference. Join our Learn to Earn programs every Tuesday. Check our website. Welcome to African Women in Decentralized Finance Faucet. In Africa, women play a critical role in driving social progress. They not only manage households, but also contribute significantly to economic activities, often in informal sectors. Despite their invaluable contributions, over 60% of women remain unbanked, facing obstacles in accessing financial tools and resources. Women are the custodians of One Health, a concept that recognizes the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health. For a baby to be born healthy, the mother's well-being is pivotal. Financial empowerment becomes a catalyst for this well-being, enabling women to afford nutritious diets, access healthcare services, and create an environment conducive to a healthy pregnancy and upbringing. Empowering women financially is a crucial step in disease prevention. With resources at their disposal, women can invest in better animal health care, improved cooking facilities, and hygienic practices, reducing the risk of disease. Financially empowered women can also invest in better sanitation, cleaner water sources, and improved housing conditions. This not only enhances immediate living conditions, but also contributes to long-term environmental sustainability and community health. Financial empowerment opens doors to education for women and their children. With access to resources, women can ensure their children receive quality education, breaking generational cycles of poverty and fostering a more prosperous society. Join us every Tuesday for our Learn to Earn sessions, where we empower women through DeFi, providing them with the tools and knowledge to transform their financial futures. Empowering women, transforming communities. Together, we can make a difference. Join our Learn to Earn programs every Tuesday. Check our website. Welcome to African Women in Decentralized Finance Faucet. In Africa, women play a critical role in driving social progress. They not only manage households, but also contribute significantly to economic activities, often in informal sectors.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you, Frida. Okay, so good evening, everyone, once again. Yeah, Today I'll be your presiding officer for today's Learn to Earn session for African women in DeFi. This being the 8th and final session of Circle 4, and we'll be discussing the future of Actuate tokens in the life of a woman. So over the past session, we have covered several important topics, the first one being the nature of Actuate tokens, where we learned what Actuate tokens are and how they work. The second topic was unpacking the implication of Actuate tokens on the life of a woman, where we explore how these tokens can impact our daily life. And also the third topic was Actuate tokens and the college woman, discussing the benefits for women in education. And the fourth, we look at Actuate tokens and a family woman. So under this topic, we look at how they can support women with family responsibility. The fifth topic which we covered was Actuate tokens and community woman, whereby highlighting the role of tokens in a community development. And the sixth was Actuate tokens and a career woman, where we examine how this can advance professional growth. So today we look ahead to understand how Actuate tokens will shape our future. So I encourage each and every one of you to participate actively and also share your thoughts and ask questions. So with that being said, allow me to welcome our first speaker, Ronald Anthony. Ronald, you are welcome.
Thank you, Dolphin. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to our session. Today, I'd like to explore with you an inspiration, a vision of the future, one where Actuate tokens are pivotal in transforming the lives of women across the globe. These tokens, comprised of liquid tokens and soulbound tokens, the SBTs, are part of a powerful blockchain-based system designed to fund sustainable initiatives and empower communities. With their potential to open new pathways for personal development and social impact, Actuate token stands at the forefront of change, especially for women. First, let's consider how Actuate tokens address financial independence, a cornerstone for personal empowerment. For too long, financial barriers have limited women's access to resources and opportunities. Through Actuate decentralized finance, the DeFi model, liquid tokens empower women by giving them a means to save, invest, and transact securely. Imagine a rural community where women can start businesses, invest in education, or secure essential resources simply by holding and utilizing these tokens. The financial autonomy these tokens provide not only uplifts individual women but strengthens entire communities. In addition to financial independence, Actuate token makes access to healthcare more equitable. For many women, health and wellness are deeply affected by lack of resources. With Actuate, we can earn or redeem tokens for essential healthcare services, incentivizing preventive health practices. Picture a woman in a rural area who can now use tokens to cover medical expenses for her children or herself, bridging gap in access to healthcare that might otherwise be open out of reach to everyone. This approach supports informed health choices and allows women to prioritize their well-being without financial worries. Education and skill development are other key areas where Actuate innovative model shines. Through soulbound tokens, which are non-transferable and act as digital certificates, women gain verified credential that prove their skills and accomplishments. This system enables a woman who can complete specialized training or education stand out in the job market, enhancing her career prospects and boosting her income potential. The soulbound tokens also help women break into traditional male-dominated fields, creating path to leadership and community impact. Actuate tokens environmental focus has a particularly profound effect on women, especially when it comes to water management. In many communities, women bear the responsibility of sourcing and managing water. By participating in water conservation and sustainable projects, women can earn tokens, benefiting their families and contributing to environmental stewardship. This system not only relieves the physical and financial burden of water collected and enables women to become active participants in environmental protection, further elevating their role in community sustainability. One of the most unique aspects of Actuate token is their retroactive public good funding. Public goods like clean water, healthcare, and education benefit everyone and should be universally accessible. Actuate model directly retroactive funding towards women-centric projects, ensuring that vital areas like maternal health, clean energy, and access to education receive continuous support. This funding model recognizes the indispensable role of women in creating long-term community well-being. The impact of Actuate token is not only immediate but far-reaching, especially when it comes to supporting women-led innovations. Actuate incentivizes female entrepreneurs by providing the necessary funds to bring socially impactful projects to life. By enabling women to lead community projects and mentor others, these tokens build a network of empowered women who are equipped to guide future generations. Imagine a rural woman who, with the help of Actuate token, can access a small business loan, earn education credits, and gain community respect for her environmental efforts. Her achievements inspire other women in her community, leading to a powerful ripple effect. Through Actuate, she is not only improving her own circumstances, but also setting a precedent for empowerment and resilience in her community. Looking to the future, the reach of pardon. Looking to the future, the reach of Actuate token is bound to expand, breaking down financial and social barriers for women globally. These tokens are more than digital assets. They are transformative tools, giving women the means to achieve independence, supporting their families, and make meaningful contributions to society. In the world shaped by Actuate, every woman has the chance to lead a sustainable, empowered life. In conclusion, Actuate tokens are at the heart of a promising future for women. They unlock access to financial independence, healthcare, and professional growth, creating avenues for women to build better lives for themselves and their communities. Let's continue to support and expand the impact of Actuate tokens, working together to shape a world where every woman can thrive. Thank you, and that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Ronald, for such a wonderful topic. Yeah, thank you for taking us through our today's topic. And we have seen that Actuate tokens unlock the access to financial independence, healthcare, and professional growth, and also creating avenues for women to build better lives for themselves and their communities. So thank you once again, Ronald, for such amazing and wonderful presentation for today. So if you have any question, meanwhile, be sending your question on our chat box. So allow me to welcome the CEO of Actuate Biomedicine, Dr. Macharia Waruingi, to give his additional comments and notes regarding our topic for today. Dr. You are welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Dolphin. And thank you, Ronald Anthony. We should now name Ronald Anthony the professor of Actuate token. Ronald Anthony, you know it. You have said it. You have laid it for us there. Because but here, Actuate token, the future of Actuate token in the life of a woman, it's very powerful because you have told us is Actuate token is that future is the network of empowered women. Because women, as you all know, people in the finances, traditional finance system, do not consider them at all. They don't think they are profitable. And all the work that women do does not appear on the balance sheets in the traditional finance system. So as you have said many, many times, is Actuate token is a technology that is going to help the value of the work of the woman to be accounted for, to be accountable. That means that whatever you do, you get paid for it. Now, not only do you get people get to know what you do, it gets recorded on the blockchain. So that is the future. And it's Ronald Anthony told us, it's a time of change. Of course, change is very, very difficult to get through because people, when change comes, people are very resistant to change. People are resistant to change for the following reason, because change is unknown. And people do not want to go to the unknown. They want to stay in their comfort zone. So, but the so-called comfort zone right now, the comfort zone for the life of a woman is not comfortable for the woman. The comfort zone is not comfortable because in the traditional finance system, first of all, a lot of women do not have access to finance services. That means the so-called comfort zone for the women is disempowering. This is why this change is necessary. This change is necessary. It is a must. It has to happen because it is here. Let me tell you, not even an army of 1,000 soldiers can stop the time. We can stop the change whose time has come. Who said that? That was what Voltaire. Remember that old French man said, not even an army of 1,000 soldiers can change, can stop the time, can stop the change whose time has come. The time for blockchain is here with us, whether we like it or not. There's nobody asking us, do you want blockchain or don't you want? The blockchain is here. And it's known as Web3. So the time of Web3 is here. Web3 came into being way back in 2008 when Satoshi Nakamoto published Bitcoin, deployed Bitcoin, the Bitcoin network. And for the past, 14 years, there has just been resistance to change. Resistance to change slowly, but it is here already. It's not going back anyway. Now, that power we are talking about, the future of a networked woman, the network of empowered woman in the future, which means a woman who is financially independent, who is able to have her value, the value of her work represented in the marketplace through the blockchain. That future relies on three things that you want to understand. If you're here, of course you're here, you already know some of those things. Number one, you must have a wallet. So, we can talk all we want. If you don't have a wallet, that is what? It's a cloud without rain. See, Like we can talk about clouds raining and it's not raining. But then if it is not raining down, even if you plant your seeds, they aren't going to germinate. Talk is cheap. Talk is pointless. So we don't want to continue talking if you do not have a wallet. Have a wallet right now. In that wallet, to have a wallet, you need a cell phone. Now, some people may not have a smartphone, but that's okay. But I think in the near future, we're going to figure out a way of having you get a smartphone. And if you don't have a smartphone, and I'm thinking, we know that Celo Foundation has worked on a USSD wallet. That means a wallet that you can access through your Mikamuzi, or that means a feature phone, which is called also Kabambe. So this is a USSD wallet. And we just have not managed to get Celo Foundation to come and teach us how this works, but Celo is going to be at the summit in December. So in December, make sure you're at the summit so you can meet, encounter the guys at Celo, and you interrogate them. Why is it that you have made this wallet and you are not educating our people how to use it? That wallet works similar to the M-Pesa wallet because it is based on telephone number. So your telephone number maps to your 0x number or your hexadecimal wallet, which is your wallet address. So wallet is the first step for everybody. And you all know about these wallets. You know, they have a public key, private key, and a recovery phrase. That recovery phrase, you must guard it with your life, because now we're talking about your value being represented, the value of your work being represented in the marketplace. You do not want anybody entering into that space through your public key. Oh no, through your passphrase, because your passphrase is the pathway to the blockchain. It helps you to enter there, and it activates your wallet. In any case, it helps you to retain your wallet in case you lose it, or maybe your phone gets damaged. You get another phone, another device. You can access your wallet through the blockchain, through the passphrase. You can recover. So it's known as recovery phrase also. So but that is just the gateway to enter into Wonderland, as we have said. Now, if you want that future that Ronald Anthony has talked about, you want to understand it. What do you do when you get in the Wonderland? The Wonderland is known as decentralized finance markets, or the DeFi exchanges, such as Uniswap, PancakeSwap, or Uniswap, or any one of those DeFi platforms. The reason we are doing all this is so that you can gain courage to get there by yourself. When you get there with your token, first of all, you receive tokens in the launch one session here. Those are to prime you or to actuate your consciousness to understand how the tokens operate. But your duty now is to go to the decentralized finance market, say like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, and get more tokens. Get more tokens means swap tokens. Of course, on Saturdays, you are taught how to swap, and by now I believe that each one of you know how to swap. Accumulate those tokens, as many as you can, and of course, you can get those tokens by buying slowly. You don't have to buy all of them at once, but make sure every day when you come across the money, you buy those tokens. So you know how to do it. Of course, you've learned so much. You need tokens usually are paired either with BNB or USDT, and then you can swap. You need to get your BNB in a peer-to-peer market, and then when you get them in the peer-to-peer market, then you swap your tokens. You obtain more tokens, more ACTs. And I can tell you that because of this summit, because of what we have done, I'm talking about this summit, our summit in December, is that the token is getting more and more popular, getting to be known by a lot of people. And it's a utility token that's got distinct function for health and human development. So it's going to get a lot of demand for it. So the earlier you have it, the better. When you have those tokens, then don't just let them sit in the wallet. Yeah, let them do the work for you. Now, as I said, that the decentralized finance is a huge marketplace, which is like the Wonderland, which is the market that traditional have been reserved for the people who are in high finance. Let's call them the priest of finance. Yeah, the high priests. High finance, these are the people, call them the market makers. Market makers. So now, market making is a language that is used by all those guys who are out there, who are doing the officiating in the Holy Temple of Finance. But the Holy Temple of Finance, as we said before, that curtain had been split wide open, that you now have with your cell phone, with your wallet, you have access to the Holy of Holies. Yeah, so that now yourself, you are the high priest also. And so you have a complete capability of making market. Making market means providing liquidity to liquidity pools. That takes us to the next thing you do is you create a liquidity pool. Creating liquidity pool, and we have examined this many, many times over. So what we are talking about, this network of empowered women, is the woman who is able to create a liquidity pool. She has now the same level of operation to the priest of high finance in New York City. Talk about power. We're talking empowered. You don't have to go to Wall Street to do these things. Wall Street, New York City. You are doing it not in any street, not in any high office tower, but in your own kitchen, in your own house, sitting down as you're cooking dinner for your children or your family. You are also creating a liquidity pool at the same time. Even when you're watching television in your living room. You see, that's what I'm talking about, the curtain of the temple being torn down from the top to bottom, such that the Holy of Holies, or the high temple of finance, becomes accessible to you. And now you are there. You are there right there. And that is an empowered woman. And unless you don't understand these things, then you're not going to do them. But if you know these things, there's no reason for you not doing them. It becomes as easy as sending a WhatsApp message to anyone. I can tell you, this information technology has revolutionized many things. About 30 years ago, you could not send a text message to anybody. The way now you're sending text messages like nobody's business. If you wanted to communicate with someone, you had to write a letter. You go to the kiosk, buy a full cup, write a letter, then also get an envelope, put that letter in an envelope, buy a stamp, then take that letter to the post office with a stamp. Then the people of the post office are going to decide when your letter is going to arrive. It used to take 1 week, local letters, like say you're in Nairobi, you're going to send to Nyeri. But imagine you're sending a letter to Boston, for example. That would take sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months. Today, there's no such thing. So you can see the curtain of the Holy Temple of Communication was split wide open, and now you are able to text me. I'm in Boston. You can text me, I get your message instantly. Without having to go to the post office and ask. I ask them to send me a stamp so they can actually take the letter for me. And that is what is happened to finance. That we do not need to go to somebody else to ask for permission to buy a stamp, so that that person can actually do the transaction, can do the transaction on our behalf, on your behalf. Now, the behalf that we are talking about is yours, 100%. Now, on your own behalf, you have access to the Holy of Holies, the highest, you could say the inner sanctum of finance, which is now decentralized finance platform, such as PancakeSwap. And while there, you do wonderful, wonderful things, which has been the reserve of only the rich people in this planet. But now you are rich. They were not rich, it's just they made those things for themselves that way. And they close everybody out so they can ask you for fees to help you to do what you do all by yourself. Okay, so you see, that's why you want to make sure you learn how to create liquidity pools very, very well. Because just like WhatsApp came here and everyone knows how to communicate with it, nobody goes to the post office to send letters except maybe for government agencies. Similarly, in another few years, nobody will be going to the bank to ask them for any service because the banks are getting out of business without question, no matter how hard they fight. Because that, as Victor Hugo has said, even an army of 1,000 soldiers cannot stop change whose time has come. You cannot stop change whose time has come. This change is right here. Okay, so then when you're in PancakeSwap, in a decentralized finance platform, you can do so many other things, as you have said. You can participate in staking your tokens, so they can be earning you more money. You can lend your tokens to other people. You can borrow, and like what we learned on Saturday last week, you can work with a program like a platform like 1inch service, which is a token aggregator, blockchain aggregator, that is collecting data from all these different DeFi platforms. And then you can participate in what's called arbitrage. Arbitrage is buying from one DeFi market when the price is low and selling to another DeFi market when the price is high, right in your kitchen. You don't have to go anywhere. But you see, that's going to require a lot of practice so you don't lose your money. But those are things that you do when you already have the tokens. How shall the actual token be getting in your pocket? Yes, that's the big question. For doing the things you do every day and nobody cares to pay you for that as a woman. That's the job of raising children, the job of even getting pregnant and taking care of pregnancy. That means following the prenatal appointments. When you go to get a prenatal appointment and you get all this, you fulfill those appointments, you receive tokens. Because when you're there visiting your provider, the provider is going to say, this one has come today, she has completed the prenatal care. Then because of that, the smart contracts, remember we are doing a hackathon to have a smart contract that allocate token to you for doing that visit. Traditionally, nobody gets paid to do that. Now, these are tokens for appreciation. We call them incentive tokens for healthy behavior. Incentive tokens for healthy behavior. And see, healthy behavior begins with conception. So right after conception, you want to go and seek clinical services. So if you go, that's called prenatal care. And when you enroll in prenatal care, you start receiving tokens. And you can receive tokens. We are going to do it a program whereby you'll be receiving tokens for every visit you make, and then you fulfill what is required by the providers. Then pregnancy comes to term, delivering in the care of certain providers. So, they call them care providers in maternity, whether you're doing it at maternity or you're doing it at home, but then you are the care of someone, then you also receive tokens. Then after that, you have a baby, you learn how to breastfeed, do proper care of the baby, and then you get tokens because You'll be working with these community health promoters who come to you, and they can certify that you are taking care of the baby according to plan. And if you're following the plan and the baby is growing well, then you also receive tokens for that. And see, this is going to be built in a smart contract, that the smart contract will allocate tokens automatically to you whenever the health provider, the health promoter comes to you and talks to you about either taking care of the baby nutrition, and you complete those visits. Then you take babies for immunization. So even for immunization, you get to receive tokens. All that work, which is known as motherhood, it was taken for granted. It's taken for granted in our society. Nobody actually pays any woman. In fact, women are sent home on maternity leave, meaning that if you go home on maternity leave, companies really are not even willing to pay you salary because they think you are not being productive. So they consider your productivity is when you're working there. They don't consider the motherhood as a productivity event. But then it's not being productive for the company, see? It's productive for the public, which is called public good. So that public good that comes from being a mother is not accounted. We don't care about it in a finance system, traditional finance system. That's what we are talking about, accounting for the public good of motherhood. And motherhood does not stop when a child is 1 year of age. Motherhood continues for the entire life of a person, a human being. So the thing is, when now we look at the Actuate program, we're going to have incentivization of the whole journey of life, the life of a woman. And remember, we have also talked about college woman. That college woman is a place where the career is, you're determining your career in college. And of course, you're also making life decisions like getting married. So there's going to be smart contracts that shall be allocating tokens for making the right decisions, career decisions, for example, which is now learning how to translate your knowledge into commercial products and services. So you get rewarded, you get grants. So being in the Actuate ecosystem or the environment is going to have a lot of rewards that usually these rewards come, you should be getting paid. These are rewards to the value of the work you are doing. They are really not rewards. It's recognition of the value of your work. That work gets codified or encoded on the blockchain, and then it can become counted. You know, contrary to what Einstein said way back in 1929, that not all things that counts can be counted. Not everything that counts can be counted. What Einstein was saying, things like motherhood, things like love relationships, they don't appear in the balance sheet of the traditional counting system, traditional finance. But you see, Einstein did not help us create the blockchain. I think that was 1929. Einstein was working from Newtonian mathematics type of thinking. And Einstein himself, he also said that you cannot solve the problems you have today with the thinking you had when you created those problems. I'll say it again so you understand it. According to Albert Einstein, we cannot solve the problem we have today using the thinking we had when the problem was created. Now, in regards to this, the problem we have is exclusion of the value of the work of women in the finance system, in the accounting system of finance. See, there has been no way to figure out how to recognize the value of the work of the woman using the old math. Let's say the Newtonian mathematics, calculus. Never been possible at all. Because that thinking of that age does not comprehend what's called public good. It has no way of comprehending public good because it's based on the mathematics of equilibrium. Equilibrium is based on the physical good, what they call tangible assets. So when the asset becomes intangible, something like the love of a mother is intangible. You cannot say that, okay, this love is about 3 kilos, it's about 25 kilograms, or maybe 100 kilograms. Like that's a heavy duty love. You can never say something like that. So Einstein, I'm being encountered by that problem. People ask him, man, how do you account for such things? Say, not everything that counts can be counted. And although he gave us the big equation for energy called E is equals to mc squared. That is, and you see that was transformational because he said that matter can never be destroyed or can never be created. Either matter converts into energy or energy can come into matter, which now gave us nuclear science. But even then, you can see, even with such advanced mathematics, we still could not figure out how to account for things that are ethereal, like love of a mother or love of a woman. We could not do that until we get new mathematics, the mathematics of disequilibrium or randomness, because love is kind of random event. It's not predictable. You cannot say when it's going to happen, when it should not occur. And that is the insight by who? By Mr. Shannon. In mathematical theory of communication. See, love is communication. Love is information. Of course, love is the word. So then we have now the mathematics of communication, and we want to use that to recognize the value of the love of a mother. And that is, it now boils down to what's called the Actuate token. You see that? It's the Actuate token. This means that now if Albert Einstein is listening to us, we shall tell Mr. Mr. Einstein, we now can account for love. Okay? We now can account for love. And you say, what is the mathematical formula for that? Oh, it's not even a formula, it's the Actuate token itself. It's not complicated. But you see, it has taken how many years? Maybe about almost 100 years since Albert Einstein was saying those things. Okay, so it has taken quite a bit of time. But now the change that Einstein was talking about being absent is here. No one can stop the change whose time has come. And this is a time for woman empowerment. This is a time for accounting for the value of the work of women. And you, yourself as a woman, you should celebrate because your time is now. All your work is going to appear in the balance sheet. And the way to make sure of that is you get actual tokens. Okay, step 1. Step 2, create liquidity pools. Step 3, learn how decentralized finance platform work, such as Uniswap, PancakeSwap. Learn everything about them. That's why we do these things every day, so you get them. And when you're very, very well conversant with them, work with them and work with everyone. So that's what I would like to say. And of course, you're going to hear a lot more about this during the summit. And this course summit has gained a lot of interest out there. And we want you to come and celebrate, but make sure that you create liquidity pools. If you don't have one already, start creating one. If you have one, get 2. If you have 2 liquidity pools, create 3, as many as you can. Because this is what's called Wonderland for Alice. Remember, Alice in Wonderland. Okay. So back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you, Dr. for those wonderful additional comments. Like I did not get the point when you are saying hackathon. Like, how will like hackathon work with a college woman or a career woman? Like, I don't get their relation.
Oh,
Like,
we have
on that, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Dolphin, for this question. Now we have hackathons in this summit, and then the summit will be the point of takeoff for hackathons. So we are challenging, or it's hackathons usually are challenges to, it's a competition rather. It's a design competition for all the guys who want to develop software. You don't actually need to be a developer to participate in hackathon, but you can be a person providing ideas to the developers. But why not learn how to develop? I mean, write code. So they already built up hackathons. One for is biomedical translation science, and that's translation science itself. And the other one is for health access. And then, of course, about women. The hackathon for women is going to be built into health access. Okay, let me tell you what's the hackathon is about writing a smart contract. Okay, you're taking notes. Writing a smart contract that will take the Actuate token and allocate people for doing certain things or incentive. Say, for example, what I said, for a woman who I think we want to allocate Actuate token into the wallet of the woman right after conception, goes to seek medical care. Like goes to the clinic, local health center, and says, I missed my last period. Usually after the LMP, it's called LMP. As soon as you miss your period, you go and report. Okay? When you report, then the clinical provider there will give you will give you a point for attending for reporting. That's for actually reporting your LMP, last menstrual period, and when that you missed the period. Okay, when you report that, you get a token. You get some tokens as allocated to you. That's a reward for getting going for the first prenatal visit, because the pregnancy begins. I mean, the pregnancy care begins at that stage, where you get we get a schedule of follow-up with the midwives, or let's say with the clinical provider. So usually the clinical providers are there either in a local dispensary or in a health center in your community at home. Then when you do that, they're going to tell you to come back maybe in 3 months, or maybe after every month, or so when you come back for the of course they're going to do some tests. They shall take your weight, take your blood, and then you come for results. Then when you find that everything is good, then they tell you come after 3 months. Then after 3 months, that's the first trimester is kind of over. Then after that, they'll see you after every 2 months in the second trimester. Then after that, they'll see you every month. Now, if you follow those appointments, each appointment you get rewarded. So what we are talking is a smart contract that will award you tokens for following those appointments. And of course, in the appointments, you get blood samples, you get physical vital signs taken, and then you get ultrasound tests. Now, for doing all those things, for every one of those things, you receive tokens. Because if you do some of things and you don't do others, then you don't get tokens. Okay? Because you're missing out you're missing out to provide important data that can help you. And that's the way, by doing that prenatal care, we can now detect high-risk pregnancies, that the pregnancy that could either result into a miscarriage or a pregnancy that may not may bring congenital malformations or any other thing that could be happening during pregnancy. And those things are kind of preventable issues. So these are hackathons that you can see that's going to be the health access hackathon for for prenatal care. Okay, Then the other for women, the hackathon is gonna be for the motherhood. Like, what does a woman do after she gives birth to a baby? As you remember, 2 weeks ago we had a guest speaker who spoke to us about nutrition in a newborn baby. So if you're following the steps given by the nutritionists and by the midwife team and the schedule for vaccination, then you're also receiving tokens. So this is a hackathon for postnatal care. Okay, that would be a smart contract that would be giving tokens to mothers who are following with postnatal care. Whether they're looking at the nutrition issues with how you're doing your nutrition, how well the baby is growing, and vaccinations, whether you're keeping track with vaccinations, and so that each time you hit all those milestones, you receive tokens. See, particularly the first year of life, and then we want it to continue for 5 years, because those are the first 5 years of life are the most delicate for human being. So that's what the hackathon is about for that. But then after that, you could say we're talking about young women. They will, for example, college women, they get incentive through the translation science hackathons. And hackathons in translation, we are talking about people come with ideas, whether you're beginning, wherever you are, you're beginning to, to think deeply, create ideas of what you can do, and then translate those ideas into commercial products. And we want to encourage that. So we want a hackathon that is going to award tokens to women. One, for writing, that's authorship. Authorship, that's not writing text messages on WhatsApp. I'm talking about writing deep ideas. Formal writing. And for reviewing the people through the OJS, Open Journal System. And then for working as an editor. Editors usually have volunteers. For volunteering to do that work, you get awarded tokens. And then if you have ideas that can be transmutated or transformed into commercial products, then we will be having grant mechanisms for such. And we want to have a hackathon also to understand how can we grant tokens to people with ideas so they can actually transform those ideas into commercial products. See, that's quite advanced. And we have to do that in partnership with colleges. You see, say like at KU, they have Chadaria Foundation, and they have biomedical science, and there's so many even other polytechnics. If you have ideas and you can commercialize them, then it's important that we understand that, and you're working with institutions. So we have competition. These are like, those they also design competitions, but then they require a lot more money because you need money for prototyping. And if you make good prototypes, you will shall need money for manufacturing. And from there, you shall need money for distribution, for building a distribution network. So that's kind of an incubator program. And the hackathons, that's an advanced hackathon. We're gonna show how do you even decide how money is allocated to programs, to projects. And that's where this voting comes in through the SBT, the soul-bound tokens, where projects are proposed, everybody can read them, everyone can see them online, and then everyone can hear the presentation. +508, I don't know this. So anyway, so that is what the hackathons are about. Let me just find out who this is. 1 second, I don't, because this is a straight number. Hello?
Yes, Daktari. Pardon, please pardon.
Are you can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Daktari. I can hear you.
Yes, you said pardon. Yeah. Oh, somebody was calling me.
Okay.
All right.
One.
Oh, that person hung up. All right then. Okay. Back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you, Daktari. I've understood right. Yeah, what hackathon means. Yeah. So thank you for that. And also on the issue of wallet, I know there are some of you who does not know how to create a wallet address. Kindly, if you do not have a wallet address, yeah, DM me for an assistance, and also for creating liquidity pools and also buying Actuate token. I think you can check on our videos on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and then search Actuate Nation. Yeah, we really have nice videos over there, and it will really guide you on how to create a liquidity pool and also buy Actuate tokens, or you can be attending our Saturday classes, which start from 8 p.m. East African time. And also remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel, also like our video and share. Yeah, share to as many friends as possible. So on that, I welcome any question. If you have any question, kindly feel free to ask. You can send your question on our chat box below your screen.
Yes, and
So
I want to add
yeah,
that Ronald Anthony will be following up with people to help them. Those who, even those who have wallets, to get more tokens, they can buy tokens on liquidity pools and even create liquidity pools, but then also helping those people who do not have wallets. Now, if you're here and you don't have wallet, you reach out to Ronald Anthony, who is here. Now, Ronald, do people know where to get you? Maybe they get you at Actuate Nation. Or ask Dolphin where to get Ronald Anthony.
okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll direct them to Ronald Anthony. Yeah. So meanwhile, allow me to welcome Diana to give us what has been going on about the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. So Diana, you are welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Dolphin. So I'm going to take you through the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit announcement. So by now, all of you know that coming December on 3rd to 6th, we're going to host a summit at Kenyatta University. And the theme is going to be using blockchain, DeFi, and AI to improve wealth and human development. So you need to register now, or you can also book a booth with us, and you can also become a sponsor. And also you can also attend the summit as an attendee, where you'll be required to pay a certain fee. And for you to come as an attendee, you only need to come with registration fee of $150. If you go to our website, the instructions are there of how you can come as an attendee. Also, you can come to the summit as an exhibitor. And remember, if you get a chance to come as an exhibitor, you'll get a chance to reach a targeted audience. You'll also gain industry exposure. And also, you'll also get a chance to network with key decision makers. And also, you'll have the opportunity to generate qualified leads where you'll engage with a highly engaged audience that is seeking innovative solution in the healthcare and development space. And the benefit that you'll get if you come as an exhibitor is that you'll have a prime booth location. You'll also have a networking opportunities, and also you'll have a high foot traffic. And for the exhibitor booth fee is $1,000. So you need to go and register as an exhibitor. And for the sponsor, there are sponsorship opportunities. Number one is a title sponsor, who get pays $100,000. Then we have a diamond sponsor who pays $10,000. Then we have a platinum sponsor who pays $7,500. Then we have a gold sponsor who pays $5,000. Then we have a silver sponsor who pays $3,000 to attend a summit. Then the last one is a bronze sponsor who pays $1,000, and each and every type of a sponsor have got their own benefit if they come to the summit as sponsors. So we are looking on how to get these sponsors to attend the summit. And if you go to our website, the instructions are there about the sponsors and how you can register. Yeah. And also for the speakers, another chance for you to attend the summit is that you can come to the summit as a speaker, where you'll get to submit your abstract to our website. The instructions are well illustrated at our website, where you'll get a chance to submit your abstract so that you can come to the summit as a speaker. And also another chance that is there is that you can come there to do poster competition, where, remember, if you're the winners of the poster competition will receive grants to commercialize the innovation and also to present their work at the Actuate Summit in Boston coming the year 2025. So that is the opportunity that you'll get if you get a chance to win the competition. So you need to submit your presentation about your innovation on the use of blockchain, decentralized finance, and artificial intelligence in health and human development. And also on your poster, you need to explain how the new technologies of blockchain, DeFi and AI combine to improve access to healthcare, translation and commercialization of knowledge into products and services that will help to improve human lives. And also, you must illustrate why the innovation is of significant importance to individuals, families, and the nation. And also, you must show clearly why your innovation will have a positive benefit to its users by explaining the number of people who are likely to use the technology, given their demographics. Then you also must explain why your innovation will effectively improve the quality of life of its users. You must also explain why your innovation will produce significant impact on the lives of its users. Sorry for that repetition. And also remember to indicate how you plan to roll out the innovation. Indicate on the poster the roadmap to the commercialization of the innovation. You must also explain the milestones of exploration, formalization, and manufacturing and distribution. Yeah, so if you go to our website, you'll see the instruction on how you can come and do your presentation. Yeah, and also of late, we've been doing some various discovery calls with different people, different company, so that you can tell them on if they come to the summit, the things that they will benefit if they get a chance to attend the summit. And also, yeah, for now, that's all I have for the announcement about the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. And back to you, Dawson.
Okay, thank you, Diana, for the updates on the Actuate Nairobi Summit. Just to add on that, yeah, we also, yeah, on our website, we have also a partner known as Antonio Gustavo Montero. Yeah, he will be a keynote speaker at our summit. Yeah, and is the founder and chairman of Kata Capital. So this is the more reason for you to register. Or if you can't afford that amount of money to register, you can come by. If you get a sponsor, which is easier, you can go on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram and search for some potential sponsors or companies, and then craft a nice message to them, and definitely you will be able to get a sponsor. And remember, you will get a 5% also, and you'll be able to attend the summit for free. So Daktari, do you have anything to add on the issue of the summit?
The issue of the summit. So what I can say that the summit is gaining a serious momentum, and there's gonna be a lot of people already so far. So the response is, you would say, super great out there with people. Now for it now, the speakers list is full. Now, don't say you want to come and get a position to speak. So we're not accepting any more speakers because we've got more than 100 speakers already. That's a lot of people. So we've been working on the program, and the program is ready now, but that does not mean you can't speak. The nature of this workshop is in, the nature of the summit is in workshop formats. These workshops are open space where participants like yourself will be able to present to other people. So even if you are not listed out as a speaker, or because the speakers will just key off a workshop, so a speaker keys off keys off the the list of speakers will keep, but then inside the workshop you will be able to present your ideas. At least you'll be given at least 5 minutes to talk and explain what you do. And so the workshops themselves are creative workshops. Creative. When I say creative, is we create the future we truly want. As I said before in another meeting, maybe you were there, that creation is finished. There's nothing new under the sun. You see, as Solomon told us in Ecclesiastes, you're not going to create anything new. But of course, we use the word creation to make ourselves feel good that we are creating new things. What we call creation is appropriating what has already been created. Okay? Because, for example, the value of the work of the woman is already created. You know that. It's just we did not have technology to recognize it, to recognize that value. So that's what we're talking about, creating that future. And so it's a place where you come to think. This workshop is not for you to come and sit as a passive participant, sitting and watching to be fed information by other people. But instead, you are the contributor of the information that is going now to be compiled together to create that future. So in the first 3 days, day one is about thinking about that future. What does the future look like, particularly in the women? We're going to have a workshop on women. It's going to be seriously profound, looking at the woman of empowered, the woman of the future who is highly empowered. Because using the Actuate token is the network of the empowered woman, as Ronald Anthony has said. Okay, what does that future look like? That's the first day of the workshop. And you can see in that day, that question is going to be facilitated. But you see, the question is you already have it. You are thinking about what would the future look like when the woman is totally empowered. And I can tell you, the technology for empowerment for women is already here with us. So we are not going to create it. We are not creating anything. It's the technology. All we have to understand is how to use it. That's why the theme of the summit is using decentralized finance, using blockchain, decentralized finance, and artificial intelligence to boot, to create that future that we truly want. So really, it's not creating, it's just revealing it, like peeling an onion. See, when you peel the onion, you get the in the inner layers of the onion, which are actually much more flavorful. Mhm. So you could say that the summit is an event for peeling the onion. So we can remove these outer layers so that things that are inside can become visible. Mhm. So when you see that future that we truly want, then on the second day, we're going to talk about the current reality, what is happening today. So that is the day of the catharsis. That means we're kind of cleansing. We need that thing to be cleansed out of our system. That old mathematics where Albert Einstein was saying that not everything that counts can be counted. That's the day we say, Mr. Albert Einstein, yeah, you are right. The love of the mother could never be counted. But that is the day that is today. We cannot count that love. We cannot put it on a balance sheet. And when we finish that day, that means that we have presentations from all the people. You're going to be quite a number of speakers talking about what they are doing today. And then they make the presentations about the challenges they're facing today, how they're trying to overcome them. But I can tell you, they can never overcome most of those challenges using old mathematics. Mm-hmm. Then on the third day, we come and create a roadmap to the future, the roadmap from the current reality. Like this is where we are today, where everything that counts cannot be counted, to the future where everything that counts can be counted. Okay, the future from coming from the states where not everything that's counted can be counted, to the future where everything that counts can be counted, according to Mr. Einstein. So we have to take the future by applying new mathematics. Okay, that's going to be on the third day, roadmap. Now that roadmap, as you see, roadmaps contains milestones and contains vehicles for traveling that roadmaps. Those vehicles are of three categories. One is the people. Who is going to go with you? And what kind of vehicle is going to be? What kind of vehicle is that going to be? That vehicle is called capital. How do we form capital to get there? It's called capital formation. So, and then the people that come together to receive that capital, which are known as partners. How do we create partners? So unified new partnerships emerging. So if you want to be among the partners of the future that's going to be created, you must be in the summit, because if you're not there, you will miss out on that whole thing. And be saying, oh, I've been there all along, we'll be talking, but I missed out the most important event. So that is the day where partnership would be forged. You see, it's called it's like a smelting place where you've got forgery of metals. Partnerships will be formed in that place on the fourth day. And those partnerships are going to create capital formation strategies. Like how do they use Actuate token to gain capital or to raise capital, whether it's through retroactive public good funding or quadratic funding, and how do we use those new technologies to raise money to finance that future that we truly want. And then, of course, we shall have the milestones coming out. How do we achieve milestones on that roadmap? Yeah, so that's what the summit is going to be, and it's very, very exciting. Already, the program is out now. If you have the web, you can go to the website right now. And so maybe who has access to the web, look for the program, look for the constricted program, which is collapse program. It's already published. So you share it with the people here so that they can see. And then for the expanded program, the program you're going to see now is the collapsed one, which is, is a snapshot of what's going to be happening. But then the expanded program has got all those workshops, and you're going to see where you fit. And so you can choose which workshop to go to. Okay. And there are about 7 workshops, and each one of those workshops are going to be very, very powerful, because they are very serious people like yourself who are going to be there. But you're here because of the workshop on women. So the workshop on women have got tremendous response out there. I think the workshop on women is going to be overflowing. So I think we shall look for the biggest room for the workshop on women, which can hold as many as 150 people. Okay, so that is and so see the workshop on women, first of all, because the topics on women are so divergent, it's a big range, but we want to make sure that the conversation is really focused, targeted about this, building this network of empowered women who have understood the power of the blockchain and how to use it, how to build liquidity pools, and how to get into all this decentralized finance, and then how to commercialize their product, how to get funded. And that's going to be very beautiful. But we do not want to get stuck in the old finance. That's the thing. We have to jump out of that state. We have to jump out of that state. We have to get people to acknowledge change whose time has come. It's not going to go back, as we said. Yeah, that thing of change whose time has come, nobody can stop it. And so if you come out of that summit without understanding how to use this new technology, then I think the technology is not going to be, but you're not going to come out that way. We want to make sure everybody, yourself included, has understood fully about how to use these new technologies. Because about these things of technology, there's no middle ground. You cannot know a little bit and then you don't know the whole. You don't know the whole thing. You either know everything or you know nothing. See, there's no middle ground somewhere. There's no middle ground in life. I can say it's all or nothing. That's something called a divine law, which is called all or nothing, which is there in physical world, the physical law, which basically what that all or nothing principle means is that you cannot boil water even in 100 years by heating it up to 50 degrees centigrade. If you heat water to 50 degrees, you're just going to make it warm, it will never boil. So if you want to boil the water, you heat the water up to what? 100 degrees centigrade. So the intensity, you have to increase the intensity up to the threshold potential, or else you're still going to have liquid, or you cannot have water freezing by cooling it down to 10 degrees, for example. You have to freeze the water to 0 degrees if you want to get ice. So this is a physical law. Similarly, in other things that are not physical, we call them metaphysical, you cannot achieve transformational change by doing some things without getting to the threshold. So what I'm saying is that the summit itself has to take us to the threshold of change. The threshold of change. Change will not happen until we reach that threshold. So we cannot tip it off, the idea, like let's approach slowly. Hakuna yo. Now that is, yeah, that is, you understand, it's total nonsense. Going slowly is like heating water slowly, thinking it will ever boil. It does not. Okay, so we have to go fully prepared. The change is here with us, and we embrace it 100%, so we can get to that threshold. Otherwise, it's going to be all talk, and like I said, clouds without rain. It is not useful. But I have absolute confidence that this change, whose time has come, we are all ready to embrace it, and you're going to see huge transformation on the summit in December. Yeah. So it's used to participate. There's so many other ways. Of course, you as Diana said, make a poster. Okay, make a poster to show your work, because if you're shy of talking publicly, you don't want people to hear your nice voice. I don't know why you wouldn't want them to hear, but a poster is going to be very good, because that poster also will be published on our website. Okay, yeah. So that's how we do it, and then we create the leadership that, let's say, in technology leadership that everyone is looking for. I'm telling you, people in Africa are looking for Kenya to create that technology leadership. I mean, as soon as we do that, you'll see Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, following suit, creating leadership in adopting decentralized finance all the way down to the village, which is what we try to do. Okay. So I want to ask you, go online, look at the program and see how it inspires you very, very much. And then you can pose questions. If you don't understand something, you can ask Dolphin or even Anthony. Ronald Anthony here knows a lot of, that's why I say he's a professor of Actuate. I think you want to call him and find out more details about everything. Okay, because he's been teaching us many, many lessons. And now he has graduated to be the professor of Actuate himself. Okay, thank you. Back to you. Back to you, Dolphin.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yeah, so I can see since there's no question, yeah, I think we'll adjourn the meeting. So thank you everyone for attending this session. This being our last session of Circle 4. So let's meet again next week as we'll be starting our Circle 5. Yeah, I've posted the link to the form, to the attendance form, and also the link to the program, to the Actuate Bio program. So kindly check it and also fill in the form. So let's meet again on tomorrow on our mental health class. So have a lovely evening and also afternoon, everyone. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So thank you, everyone. The meeting is adjourned.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.